all the answers are correct, but which one is the best? Hey everybody, I'm your fave nurse B. So today is a big freaking topic. How the heck do you study for med-surg, fundamentals, like all of these dense courses? What's the best way to study for them? So first things first, I am an LPN at a long-term care facility. I'm a charge nurse, and I've been a nurse for almost 3 years. I graduated top of my class, and I'm glad it's over with. But I'm gonna tell you what helped me the most as far as being successful in harder classes like fundamentals and med-surg is to do NCLEX questions. That's like the #1 way to be successful. Just keep doing these questions. You don't have to do a ton of them at a time. It could just be like I just did, 10 questions at a time on a subject. And what it's really helping you to do is you more than likely know the information. If you're doing the regular study tips, which I have, I believe right now I have 2 videos on studying, like as far as how to take the information that you get from your books and from listening to your lectures and doing all that, how you can take that information and put it into more organized notes and be more productive that way. I already have 2 videos on it, and I'm going to be producing more videos, and we're doing daily videos now, so I'm going to be putting out more information for you all. But once you get done actually studying, like taking the time to read the material, listening to lectures, writing out notes, doing things like that, the best way to study for so that you get well on tests and so that you know that you actually know what you know is to do NCLEX questions. Like, I'm telling you, it's going to help you so much because it helps to put you in the mindset of being a nurse. It puts you in the mindset of NCLEX. If you start day 1, by the time at the end of your program, you're not going to be scrambling trying to figure out how you're going to practice for NCLEX because you've already been practicing. You've already been looking at these questions. You've already been making yourself sit down, get into the zone of doing questions. Sit down, get into the zone of thinking like a nurse. Okay? Because I'm telling you, a lot of people understand, they understand the information. When it comes down to that test, like for some reason, people just get frozen. Like it's like all thought process is just gone. So if you can, the more you can put yourself in the mode of taking a test, shutting everything around you down, making sure it's quiet, sitting at a desk, sitting up, timing yourself, sitting there doing questions. The more you can get yourself like that, the more you can get away from that anxiety. Because when people say, oh, like I'm just not a good test taker, like no, I don't want to hear that. I don't want to hear that. I don't. It's just the anxiety that you letting get to you. The more you keep saying that, guess what? You're not going to be a good test taker. You keep saying, I'm not a good test taker, I'm not a good test taker. Like, you're going to keep saying that, and that's what you're going to basically bring into your life, that you're not a good test taker, okay? But if you know the information, then you sit down and you do it, you're going to do well, okay? And why I say do NCLEX questions, because that's what they had us do in class at school. They had us do it like day 1. Like, before we even took fundamentals, we were doing NCLEX questions. And I was like, why are we doing this? Like, I don't know this stuff. And we was getting like 40%, 50% on stuff. Like, we was just like, what the heck? Why are we doing this? And now I know why. So do that. Whatever subject you're going over, just do NCLEX questions on that subject. And then make sure you look at the rationale. Look at the rationale for things that you got right and for things that you got wrong. Because you may have gotten the question right, and your thought process behind getting it right may have been wrong, but you still got it right, if you get what I'm saying. And when you look at the rationale, you're like, oh crap, like that's why it was right. And so once you start getting your mind wired to thinking like how NCLEX is, then you'll do a whole lot better on your teacher's test. Something else as far as test taking is you have to know what type of teacher you got. You got the type A and the type B, type of teachers. It's like the curriculum is built in so that the companies that make the books make the tests for them, or they create their own tests. So it just depends. It just depends on what the teachers do. Some teachers like to make their own tests. It just depends. So keep that in mind. You know, I ain't gonna say nothing else about that. But some people might know what I'm talking about, but don't do that. Don't do that. So yeah, know what type of teacher you have. There's some teachers, when they're giving you like lecture, they will repeat the same thing like 2 to 3 times, and then you're like, oh wait, that's gonna be on the test. Write that down, record your lecture so you can catch that again, you know, the second time around. That really helps you. Some teachers, all they go by is PowerPoints. If you study those PowerPoints, you're gonna do well on their test. Some teachers are like more into PowerPoints versus being more into the book. So that's a good way to just maybe just look at your PowerPoint, go from there, and then kind of refer to your book for further explanation on different subject matters. It just depends on the teacher. But you always want to be in communication with your teacher. Even if they suck as a teacher, be in their office, knock, 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 talking to them as much as possible. Because once you understand what type of person they are, then you will know like how they're going to test you, how that teacher is going to structure their test, and how they are a resource. You're paying for them to teach you. You understand that, right? Like, so you need to use them as much as possible. So yeah, don't get bombarded by you not being a good test taker. You're going to be a nurse, and the only way you're going to be a nurse is if you freaking take this test and do well. So don't drop it, okay? From now on, drop that old saying of not being a good test taker, okay? Like, drop it. It's over with. It's over. It's in the past. Do your NCLEX questions. Look at the rationales. If you have to, once you look at the rationale, you know, go look at those meds or go look at that concept. The thing with these classes is that it is about concepts. You have to look at the bigger picture in order to see where the details like fall. You get what I'm saying? Like, if you don't know anything, know that safety is always first. I think there's like a percentage. If you look at my how to pass NCLEX, look at that. Even that will help you even to take tests while you're in nursing school, how to pass NCLEX, because I passed NCLEX after like 85 questions. That's the least amount of questions you can take before you pass. So but check out that video because it helps for anything, any type of testing. But if you don't know like what the heck the answer is, pick safety. Anything that will keep the patient as safe as possible. Because I'm telling you, NCLEX and really anything in nursing school is just to make sure that your patient doesn't die. They want to make sure that you know just enough to keep everybody alive, okay? I know it's crazy, but you got to keep them alive until somebody else that know more about it come and help you out, okay? So that's first. You can look at the answer choices first, then look at the question. Because if you look at the answer choices, it kind of gives you an idea of what the question is that will let you know this is an assessment. This is they're asking about data. So if you use ADPI, assessment, data collection, planning, implementation, and evaluation. That's the nursing process. And what you have to realize is that the nursing process is in every single nursing school question. You just have to figure out which one of those components are within that question. And if you know it's an assessment question, then you'll know it's going to be an assessment answer. You get what I'm saying? Like, you have to really see what they want you to know. And I'm going to be doing more and more videos of me just sitting down doing NCLEX questions, telling you all what my thought process is behind it and how I came up to an answer, and then just going through it with you all. I think that'd be really helpful for some people. So definitely, you know, stay tuned for those videos. Another tip is if there's like 2 things that are very similar, more than likely, one of those 2 answers is the answer. And you just got to pick between those 2, which one is the best. All the answers are correct, but which one is the best? Basically, that's what it comes down to. And so you have to be very meticulous. You have to be very like sensitive. If you get what I'm saying, like you have to like, there might be just one little word in there that, okay, that's why that's the answer is not right. And I know it sounds weird, but I'm going to go more into it when you actually go to the next clip to help you all. But the more that you do these questions, the more you start going and thinking like a nurse, okay? I'm telling you, you will be so freaking confident going into HESI, which is the exit exam for most nursing programs. And sometimes some nursing programs have you do HESI like after each like test or each like sector of the program. and also it'll make you very confident for NCLEX. You will be ready to be somebody's nurse. So I hope this video was helpful for you all. Let me know if you have any more video requests. Remember, I am here for you. I'm here to give you as much knowledge as I can give you from my little brain, okay? Thank you all for watching. Thank you all for all your support. Consider subscribing for everything nursing. I'm here to give you as much information as I can possibly. We're going to have interviews. We're going to have a lot of information coming in the next weeks and months to come. Also, go check out the Your Fave Nurse B Facebook group. The party does not stop here. It goes on and on over there, okay? So thank you all for watching. Peace.